What's up, guys? So in this video I'm going to be sourcing books from Amazon to sell onto Amazon. I know that's what I've been doing, but I had a question that happened the other day or on one of the videos where they were like, what are you even doing? How are you even finding these books? I was like, I guess I'm not being completely clear with that. So just wanted to make sure it's clear that I am definitely buying books on Amazon and selling them back on Amazon using a tool called bookmine. And if you want to check it out, there's a link in the description. But let's get into it. So this is bookmine right here. This is probably the best tool that you can use to find books online. The other tool that you can also use is Keepa, and you can definitely use that one. It just, bookmine does a way better job of filtering through all the books a lot better and bringing you the books that it determines that are profitable. But we're going to go through and we're going to source using bookmine. I'm going to find a couple books. I am going to put these books in my cart, and once I'm done I will check out. But if you're watching live, you can hop on them and try to grab some of these books for yourself. Let's see here. One of the last videos, I forgot my volume, or my mic for some reason wasn't working, and so I had to make sure that I was good with that. But I think we're good. Let's see here. So this one looks, oh no, at 30. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at this graph. So on Keepa, the graph isn't like popped up like this, so that is one like aspect that kind of cuts down a little bit of time every book you're looking at. But I'm looking at these graphs and I'm wanting to see like a drop off like this, and then the line here, if you don't know, is the lowest used offer count, which is this black line, and all these green lines is all the seller rank drops, which pretty much tells you that every time a green line drops, it's a sale. So this is going to be telling us that like this one sells a whole bunch. This one sells a lot less, as you can see. The blue line is new. Most of the time, whenever you see the blue line, that's kind of the ceiling price that you can price your books at. Not all the time. There are times where it's going to be a little different. Let's see here. This one looks promising. It did look like it kind of spiked up there a little bit too much. And it didn't look like there was sales up there, but at $10, it's going to be, as long as I can get it sold for around the 35 to 40 range, you'll be making money. But this one, it might be a seasonal thing for the August time, because booksellers were looking for textbooks that sell during the either the high school season, college season, or sometimes May every now and then, which I guess would technically be a college season, but maybe high school. But you can see that where it pops up from $12, pops up to $38, and then even higher. Looks like there might be a sale even at that high price. But whenever you see that, that's a good indicator that it might be a seasonal. The best way to do it is span it even further and go back to where you can see like the whole historical data of it selling, and look at everything back here. And it does look like it's got a little bit of a seasonality for the last 2 years in August. But it didn't pop up as much this year. Like this year it popped up in the 40s. Last year looks like it popped up at the highest at 27, and then didn't really do anything in the 2023. And then back in 2022 it did pop up a little bit, but nothing. This is something I would pass on just because the historical data isn't holding up from year to year. For the last, I guess it did a little bit in 2023 in August. But it didn't really do it as much as it did in 2024. And you can see that the used offer count down here, this line down here on the third graph down, this is how many offers, how many people are on it. It's not necessarily how many books per se are on it, because one of these sellers could have 20 books, but there's 15, 16 sellers here, and currently we're sitting at 20 some sellers, looks like, and it's quite a bit higher than a year ago. So that tells me that it's probably not going to sell for the same. So this is one I would skip on, just because the historical data isn't really holding up too well. So we'll move on. This one, not bad. It pops up to 60s, but buying it at 26 is a little high. Here, let's go up and mess with the filters a little bit. This is a big thing. I actually have a video coming out tomorrow about bookmine's filters a little bit more. It's the filtering with this is so much easier. Like, you can obviously see the profit meter. If you're looking for the most profitable books, this is where you'll click, and you'll actually come down and you can get rid of like the borderline books, and you get rid of the good books, and then you just have what Bookmine considers great and amazing priced books. And you can see that our books mine went from 4,000 books down to 511. So that's a huge step up. And see, like, this one looks like another seasonal type book. Maybe might be a religious book, but anyways, it's at 840 right now. So let's click on it and check it out. I bet you that this is a little bit more of a solid book, to where it you know, climbs up and down during the seasons. And it looks like we still can get it at the $8 price. First thing I like to do is look right here, make sure. I guess the first thing I should do is look to see if I'm eligible. This is Seller Amp, if you didn't know. It makes it really easy just to look, and if it says yes, I am eligible. If it says no, I'm not eligible, obviously. And then the second thing I look at is see if this price matches up with this price. If this price says $8.40 and then you click over here and then it says 20 something right here, that means that someone picked up this $8.40 price already. So you can go ahead and just be like, all right, move on. But this time we've got the right price, and you see that there's a big dip right here in this seller rank right here. That's a tall tale sign that there's a seasonality going on, that for some reason the interest in this book picks up more and more in a whole bunch, and then kind of wanes off. It's a tall tale sign that it's a seasonal type of book. And so we'll expand it even further. We'll go back and so it looks like it picks up in interest every now and then, but the problem is it's not picking up interest enough to like affect the lowest used price. Now see these purple little diamonds right here, and that is the used buy boxed deal, which if you want to go off of that, you're not wrong for doing that. I don't like to think, all right, this is the price I'm gonna get it at the buy box, just because that's like, to me, that's the peak. That's the highest I could possibly get it. But if I can get it, if this down here, this used price had been solid line up here into the 30s or in around there, then that's a solid case for me. But I'm not gonna. This is called, leveraging the buy box, where, the used price is, or the lowest used price is way down here, but the buy box is way up here, which this used price is probably FBM sellers, and then the used buy box price up here is probably FBA sellers. So this is probably a book that you could probably make money on, but for me it's a little risky, just because the lowest used offer kind of seems to be down here more often than not. So I pass on those type of books, but there's tons of sellers who make tons of money off of those type of books, just leveraging the gap between the used buy box and the lowest used price. This book I actually bought a couple days ago. And actually, what is the date? The 22nd, yesterday. I bought this yesterday, and then I bought it again a few days ago. So let's justify why I did that. So I bought it at $38.83 the last time. I think I bought a little more before that, but bought it at $38.83, and you can actually pick it up more if you want. There's a ton of sellers on it, 103 sellers on it, which is a little ridiculous. But I picked this book up. I picked two of them up, actually, because number one, the sales rank is going crazy. It's definitely going to sell. It's just a matter of how much is it going to sell. And then at the same time, we're down here, we're seeing that the buy box price is staying steady up here in the 90s. It's staying up in even at the 110s. It definitely has a seasonality to where it picks up right here during the December and January time, and then it's still selling in the off season, just not as much at the high price. And this is going up like crazy, so definitely be wary of that. Another thing that I'm a little nervous about with this book is this huge drop off. There is a correlated drop off on the sales rank, so it may have just sold out like crazy, but that drop off sometimes can mean the IP complaint. Everyone that was on there got kicked off. So another kind of risky thing for it. So but no book you're gonna buy is gonna be risk free. So, but I'm seeing that it's staying steady up here into the buy box is up in the 120s, 100s. The lowest used offer is in the 80s, 60s, 80s, and I got this for $38.83. So we'll look at the lowest that I think that I'll be able to sell this at, and I think that's 80. If I sold it for $80, I still make $18 of profit and 46% ROI. And why do I say that that's the lowest? It's because like right here, it does drop below that, but a lot of these are going to be FBM sellers, and a lot of these, the lowest used price isn't going to be my competition. So it's going to be a little higher than the lowest. And let's go up here. Let's look at what the prime offers have. So the prime offers right here, we're starting at 53. This is going to be our competition right here, especially because I bought it at good. So I'm assuming, which you shouldn't do, but I'm assuming that I'm going to get it at good condition. So this is going to be my competition right here, 53. So we got 3 of them actually right here in stock. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, okay. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, there we go. So after 16 of them, which I know that's a lot, after 16 of them, it pops up to about the 68 range, and then goes up to 69, and 70, 71, 72, 74. So there is a lot of noise to get through this, and I'm definitely not naive to that. But this book sells so much that I'm pretty confident in my ability to sell this. I hope that's not overconfidence, but I mean, I think it's going to sell, and that's kind of the gamble that I took. Even though there's a lot of competition, and I very well could, get burnt on this, especially since I bought 2 of them. But I have a feeling that I'll be able to sell it, probably around the 90 to 100 price. Just depends on what time of year I sell it, because I will put my min price at this 80, and if it sells, then I get that. But then I'll put the high price at like the 120 range, just to give it room to work. And if it lands at like 110 and I get it sold, that's 100% ROI right there. And that's the risk that I'm taking. No book is gonna be completely 100%. Nothing's gonna go wrong, because even if you've like sold a book before, which I've had this happen so many times, where I buy a book, it sells for an amazing price, I track it, I buy it again at an amazing price, and then I get it in, and then the Amazon jumps on it or something, and the price just tanks off hard, and then it never recovers. At least, it could still recover if you want to wait it out and stuff. Sometimes I just cut my losses, get that money back, and put that money somewhere else. But you could chill on that book for a couple years, and it really won't affect you that much. I think that the storage costs do go up at some point, but I'm not for sure when. But that is one thing that you do want to think about if you're holding it for years and years. But yeah, you can hold a book for a whole year and you really won't see any difference in the storage fees. Once you get over that year, I'm pretty sure they start doing like pretty big storage deals. This one's actually not bad. This is a FBA. Unfortunately, you can get the acceptable one. No dust cover though. I wouldn't go for that one. Wait, right here. This, oh, missing dust jacket again. Is this one missing the dust jacket? 100% satisfying. It does not say. It is 82% positive, but since it says good, I would probably still try it. At $29.59 though, we'll say $29.59, and then we'll say that it's gonna add $3.99 for shipping, because this isn't my Prime account. I have my Prime account on another deal. I just pay for shipping on these type of books. That way, because that's one thing, the only thing that's gonna mess you up and that Amazon's gonna get mad at you about for doing this method of buying is if you use Prime to do it. If you buy a book with Prime, you cannot resell it on Amazon. You can do it on eBay or whatever, just not on Amazon. So just make sure you're paying for shipping. That way you're not gonna get in trouble or anything. But anyways, we got this book for $33.58, and man, this book is holding solid price up there in the 80s and 90s. Well, it went down to 70, like right around here, 40s right around here, and it did come down quite a bit right there, but it always seems to come back up into the hundreds, 90s, 80s, 90s, 80s, hundreds. Yeah, this is a solid book. It holds its price, and I'd say the shoulder price would even be at that, like, I'd say like the 85, 90. We'll say 85. And right there is 83% ROI, $28 profit, all day long right there. This is a book that I would probably grab this ASIN, and then I would look at the counterfeit deal. Let's see, and we are unlikely. And see, this is a good indicator that this is a good book that holds its value. If you can sell it right here on Books Run for $10, that's a good indicator that it's holding its value. Obviously, you'll lose money if you sold it for $10, but nice to know that you can get something back if something did go wrong. All right, this is another one, $77.58. Like, we'll take a look at it. Like, this is heavy. Like, you know, starting out, you don't want to be spending $70 some on a single book, but once you start getting good cash flow and you can start taking advantage of these, I'm not even really at the point where I want to take advantage of these, but yeah, this one's kind of low. I probably wouldn't do this one. You look like you could, like right now the buy box is at $199. Like at $77.58, you're doubling your money most likely with that. But I don't think it stays up that price. As you can see, it comes down, and the regular price is like the 80s, 90s. It does pop up every now and then, but comes back down to the 80s, 90s, 70s, 50s. So yeah, that regular price would not be up there that high. Let's see here. This one doesn't look bad. Looks like maybe a heavy seasonality book. Anytime you see like a spike in the price, it's kind of a pretty big indicator that it's a seasonal book. But you always want to look at, you know, the past year's data, because like you can see that it does pop up back here. Excuse me, but it doesn't look consistent. I mean, it's September, August, September, so it definitely has that seasonality right here, and it pops up at that 43, 47, 44. We can get this for 16, 17, 32. So 39, 96. It always seems to pop up there into the 40s. So if we got it for 16, or was it? It was 1732. We are eligible. I always forget to check that. 1732, and we say we got it sold for 40. So I mean, you make $7 if you want to do that at 44.28. And keep in mind, I've got SellerAmp has got my Prep Center baked into this. So I've got Prep Center baked in this, which was $2.25 taken off of this profit. And on top of that, I have miscellaneous cost, which is $1 for just, whatever random things like paper or whatever the supplies you need in order to run a, reselling business. I just got that baked into every book. $1 is stupid high. Like, I barely spend, maybe $50 a month on supplies. So like $1 per book is really, really high, but I like to be conservative with it, that way I'm pleasantly surprised whenever it's not as bad. This one looks like another one. Who's Born, Encyclopedia. Let's see. Oh, it's a FBA, so I'm gonna have to pay for shipping on top of it if I want to make it work. It does seem to spike up every now and then, up to 30s, 50s, 60s, 60s, 70s. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely get this sold, but you're going to be paying $9.23. We'll say 9.23, and then we'll add the $3.99. So it's going to be $13.22. And we'll say we got it sold for $40. Yeah, I mean, you'd make some money on it at $40. That's probably a safe bet that you could get that. That might even be the low. If you want to leverage it, if you really want to try to leverage like the seasonality of it, try to get like up there in 66, you'll really, really make some money. 56, you can really make some money. And then 46, doubling. But I'd say the min price is around the 40. That's the lowest I would want to sell it for to get something back. Anytime I go below 10, I start getting like type of way with it, because I just don't want to. I don't want to waste my time if I don't have to. Whenever it comes to low return books, once you start spending like up there into the 50s to 100 per book to resell it for, up there to the 100 to 200 range, that's whenever you start really looking at some money. It comes back pretty easily. You can even take lower ROIs and still make some decent money with that. Let's go back up here. And I honestly haven't messed with the book type much. Let's take this out. Put that back, and let's do book type. Let's look for high school seasons coming up. So let's look for high school books. There's 42 of them that they've mined. Ooh. And definitely be careful with these high school books and college books. College books probably more, but there are counterfeit issues with textbooks. So anytime you're buying a textbook, throw it into the identify the book counterfeit checker. The books run counterfeit checker is what it is, because it does say I'm eligible, but every now and then it says I'm eligible, but I'll throw it in here and it'll say very likely that it'll be counterfeit, and you don't want that. Let's see here. All right, so we can get it for 36, 37.55, 37.55. Ooh. What is this? Let's see. Let's put this in so we don't forget. 37.55. And this last season it popped up really well, and it definitely got some sales up there in the 90s. Okay, so if we got it sold for 90, let's just say 90. That's really good. It's $25. Anytime I make $20 on something, I'm about it. Dang, yeah. And it does every year about this time pops off. That's really good. I'm actually going to put this one in my cart. Add to cart. Oh, yeah, I'll take that one, because I guarantee. Let's go back. Oh, whoops. I put the $149 one. That was stupid. Yeah, make sure you don't do that. You want to come here. I didn't even look at it. What's the... Oh, it's acceptable. Yep. But Glenn the Bookseller, I haven't had any issues with him, except for canceling on me. Names on inside cover. Numbers marking on book edge. I don't really care about the you know, like the names and stuff and conditions and stuff. If someone's buying a used book for studying, they're not gonna care much what it's like. 33.58. So I'd probably go with this guy right here. We'll add that. 33.58. There's a ton of these books though. You can pick one of these up and be just fine. Let's look at the prime. So yeah, look, 71.78 is the lowest prime. And these ones will definitely sell out during the season. The seasonality of this is it pops up really well. And look at, oh yeah, look at this. Okay, this is a tall tale sign of a great book for seasonality, because right now it's at 21 offer count, and back here it's at 20. So you can safely say that it's gonna be pretty much the same. Like, say for example, this offer count was way up here at like 50s, and this was regular at 20. That would tell me that, okay, we're probably not going to get as high of a, you know, as Victor and Joji would say, a mountain. We wouldn't get as high of a mountain coming up, which showing like the lowest used offer count or lowest used offer price. You're not going to get that high mountain as high, because of the you know, the offer is, you know, going to be way up here, or the used offer count is going to be way up there. Now, if this green line just went crazy, went down here and was just a solid line and then came back up, it'd be a little different, you know. Then you know, it probably wouldn't matter how many people are on it. It's still going to sell like crazy. But you can see back here that this book does well every year, even whenever it came up to 30, or back here, yeah, 30, it still popped up into the hundreds in this season. And you can see that people were all over, even at the 147. Holy crap. 100s, 102s. Yeah, this is a great book. I would definitely, if I was y'all, either track this at a lower price if you want to get it lower, because it does go below 30s, looks like, maybe even below 20s. It got it at 14 back there. Yeah, look, 13.51 right there. Yeah, I would definitely either track this book for lower or pick this one up at this price, because you're going to be able to get it sold at least at like the, what was the last season? We'll even put it down at like 90. You can get it sold at 90 and make 68, but you probably get it sold for more, most likely. Yeah, at 100, it's, you know, you're making $34 at 90% ROI. That's huge. All right, moving on. Definitely look at that one if you guys are watching this. Let's see. Emmanuel. No. I have not used the seasonal book types very much, on bookmine at least. I just filter it with the profit meter, and all these books show up. Oh my goodness, this is the dip I was talking about. No matter what the used offer count is on this guy, it's always the used price is always gonna pop up. Let's see, we can get it for $12.84. One issue with these books that sell like crazy is that is you don't a lot of them will be either not eligible or a high likelihood of being counterfeit because they sell so much. So we'll go ahead, we are eligible, we'll go ahead and pop it into the Books Run counterfeit checker, and it is unlikely. Okay, let's see here, I can get it for, that's $14.23. Jeez, this book sells like crazy. $14.23. I mean, you're not gonna make a ton of money on this, but look at that. Oof. And it's popping up. I mean, it's not a crazy good like price book. Like, you're not gonna make a fortune on this one book, but you could probably safely say you can get it around the 30 range. So what did I say the price was? I could get it at, what is that? That's $13.23. 13.23, and I was like, what was it? Yeah, no. So the low would probably be 30, which is, yeah, that's not good. high, probably 40, which is good. Like, that's not bad, but yeah, I probably want to get that in the below 10. I would probably track this book because you can see that it drops below 10 quite often. Down here, right there, right there, right there. It drops below 10 quite often. So if you would track that book, you could probably get it. And if you could get like multiple copies. In fact, I am gonna track that thing. Come in here. Let's see here. I'd probably track it below 10. And if it ever gets down there, I'll pick up, a copy, maybe two. We'll say 10. And then I also want to include the shipping costs. And that's so to keep a tracker, if you didn't know, this is the graph, and then you got the track your product, and that's going to like show you, or it's going to send you an alert. I have it just where it sends me an email because my emails get sent straight to my phone, but it's going to send you an alert and say, hey, this book has either hit with the price that you wanted, or is going to, or is below the price that you wanted. And I always just do used. You could put new. I just never do. I don't know. It might be beneficial to do that, but I just do the used. Throw the 10 in there, and I always include shipping. There's nothing more annoying than going in here and then it's like $10 shipping or something. And sometimes I'll take out acceptable, because especially if it's like sending me a ton of emails saying like, hey, it's your price, and I go on it and it's some dude that's got like 60% seller feedback rating and it's acceptable, and I'll unfollow it then, the acceptable line. This book pops off like crazy, but at $20.69 probably not, because it looks like it's about 40 right there. Let's see here. This one's not bad. At 10.11, looks like you might be able to get around the 40s, but at 10.11 you'd be good if you even hit it in the like 35. That one's good. Let's see. Let's look at this one. We'll look at this one and then we'll call it good. Go Math, ST grade 8. It's definitely, you can definitely tell that it's not a high school book, it's a middle school book, but it's definitely an August book or a summertime book, Let's see here. So we are eligible. Oh, yeah, I think someone hopped on it, because back here we could get it for $35, and right here you can see it's $40 and 39 cents. So we'll go one more. Come down here. This one, it's weird. It's because it was up here and it's just kind of been trailing down. That might mean that there's a newer edition out. That is one thing you got to keep an eye out on, is like look to see if there's a new edition and investigate on that new edition and be like, all right, if this new edition, just came out and the price is tanking, then maybe reconsider buying it, because it may not come back because of the new edition. Española, let's see, are we eligible? Yes, we are eligible. 27.62, 21, and then so it's like, this one's not bad. Oh yeah, this one holds its price really well, actually. Holds it way up there. Okay, so at $13.77, that's 17.76. Great year. 17.76, and then we got 86. So we probably get it sold for like 80-ish. And look at that. 209% ROI, $37 profit off of $17 spent. You can't beat that. That's a beautiful book right there. And I can safely say that it's going to come back, because you can see that it drops down to about the price it is right now every so often, and then it always comes back up to that 80 price. It is trailing down a little bit more, and the used offer count is kind of spiking a little bit. So whenever that happens, I always like to look at what are the prime offers. And it is a little low. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's say 9 until you're getting into the place where you can actually sell it for a good profit. Because let's see, if we sold it for 50, we sold it for 50. We're still making $10. I probably put this at my low just to, because I don't like to think about my inventory. I want to set it and forget it type of thing. I probably put it that low at 50 and then put the high at like 90, just to give it room, my repricer room to work. But yeah, that's about it. There is a link in the description below for Bookmine if you want to check it out with a 15-day free trial. It is really worth it. It just takes a little bit to learn and stuff, but I'm always uploading videos every week to kind of show you how I do it. So if you want to watch those, I'm here every Saturday, or most of the time I'm here every Saturday. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.